So Jill, what is the biggest thing that you're seeing right now with our kind of newer clients, less than 3 weeks in, that maybe they didn't quite understand that we want them to get like 100%?
Yeah. I think the trust in our process instead of adding us on to all the other stuff that they're doing, like people showing up with they have 15 supplements already and I've already done this and I already know this. And I'm like, so you should be better then, right? But clearly something's still missing if you're reaching out to find something else. I think everybody's in such a hurry to get better, which is great, but here's an analogy. You don't plant all the seeds at once for your garden. You just and expect everything to happen. It's like the planting. We're talking about root cause and growing and all that stuff. Not everything happens at once. You have some seeds that grow at this time of year in this region and some at that time of year. And so you have to lay the foundation in the soil for those seeds to even take root. And we don't do it all at once. It's just not how that nature works. It's not how we work. As much as we appreciate everybody wanting to just get it all done now, that will
Mhm.
100% backfire. If you're taking a list of 12 things and not really willing to let that go, is a lot of information. People who haven't opened up a lot of modules, or like, does that not apply to you? Or I already know that. It's like, why don't you just be open to thinking of something different and really encouraging? Like that's stress to I want to feel better now is actually breaking you down. And I do
You
think
know,
just trusting that process.
I love
Yeah.
that, Jill, because I think the biggest issue is so many, I would say probably say everybody, but I'm going to go with so many of the people that we work with have
Hmm.
been on this journey kind of by themselves. They've
Yes.
been
Hmm.
searching here and going there and Googling and chat GPTing and perplexitying
Hmm.
and trying to find answers. And when they landed on us, there was something in the energy, in the focus, in the, I'll call it authority, even though I mean, it's not like
Hmm.
a thumbs on you authority, but we've
Right.
been doing this between the two of us a very, very long time. And
Hmm.
our expertise really, I would say, speaks for itself. So
Yeah.
I agree with you. The one thing I would do is lay down that constantly searching, like opt
Yes.
out of Facebook groups that you're in, stop
Yes.
following health people online. It doesn't mean that their
Yes.
message is wrong, but
Right.
this process is pretty intense in
Mm.
itself. So when you've got all of these other things coming at you because you're used to searching on your own, you're used to, oh, let
Right.
me buy that latest book, or what did,
Hmm.
Huberman say yesterday about pet?
As
Don't
you're
I need
saying,
those in my system
yes.
too? So I agree with you.
Yes.
One, trusting the process that it does take a little time. And we know that. That's why it's set up the way it is. It's why it's 16
Hmm.
weeks minimum, because we know it takes time. And the other thing that you said that I thought was so cool is that garden analogy, because
Hmm.
that's how I came up with the kind of dig, sow, grow
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Because that process, if we don't dig the soil up and, get through the roots or get the rocks out of there and
Mhm,
amend the soil, right? Make the
mhm.
soil healthier before we put the seeds or the plants in, they're
Yeah,
not going to thrive. And then I look
yeah,
at the coaching process as like the fertilizer in the water. So
right.
each
Eh,
time you step
yeah.
into a class, you join a call, you go and listen and participate with Federico, or, you go with
Yeah,
Elizabeth and make some amazing food, or, listen to Dave's amazing rants about what he talks about.
yeah,
You're getting this fertilizer into your system, and
yeah.
there is more than enough here to keep you busy. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the idea of kind of stepping back from the, I got to do it myself. I got to figure it out myself. I should be taking this. I should be doing that. And it doesn't mean there's not a place for those things. There's
Right,
just not a place for them right now in this container that we've built
right.
for you and with you to create this environment of healing. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, exactly. My thing is like mindset and awareness. Where's this anxiety? Like, oh my gosh, I only have so much time. Whatever that is in the back. is like he addresses that that is as important as exercise and nutrition. And until people are willing to really stop and settle, but who's going to really sit with you in your stuff and just relate? You have nothing to lose. Everybody's got the same stuff. What about what makes you anxious? What about what keeps you from moving forward? All those old stories. At least watch and listen to his previous talks, listen to them, get on them, because there's a place for that. So put the other stuff aside. If you want to get the most out of what you invested in and yourself, and it takes some time because we don't plant everything all at once. There's different seasons for different, be open to planting new vegetables, new flowers, trying something new. That is, people get very set in their mindset. Like, oh, I've already done that. I've tried that before. I was like, I don't think you have.
What's so interesting about that, though, is we do video calls with people at the end of their program, and they tell us what went well and what didn't go well and what they learned
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. And there is a woman who I just watched her video the other day, and she was very much into mindset meditation. She had a serious practice she was totally dedicated to. And about week 3 or 4, she was like, she came upon one of my meditations that are in the program, and she's like, I'll just do it. I'm not going to get it. She knew it all. And she even said that, like, I thought I knew it all. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
that one meditation opened up this whole new world about her relationship with her body and
Mm-hmm.
her trauma from the past
Mm-hmm.
that didn't, create chaos in our life. It wasn't like we were Freudianly digging into all of that stuff again,
Right.
but it made a connection that she's like, if I hadn't watched that video, I might have never made. I think the biggest thing that you and I both want everybody to know is
Mm-hmm.
take it one step at a time, but really focus here. Really
Right.
look at what extraneous messaging are you getting? What old stuff needs to go? All of the coaches, especially the success coaches and Federico, and even you and I, we
Mhm.
dive into this certainly in our one-on-ones. We dive into this in the group calls. And that's what makes people successful. That's
Right.
where we see the people with the biggest gains in this process.
Right. And I think there's that personal level of we're very relational. And that's what I always say. There's so many things that become transactional. You do this and I expect this. And like your bodies are not, we respect you enough to treat you personally and
Mhm.
customize that. Even though it's a program, we're giving you the tools. So later on, when that thing happens again, you'll like, oh, I recognize it and I know what to do with it. And how we go forward. And then I have the support to reach out to other people who will answer me in real time. You start digging in and they're just like, oh, and then my grandmother and I had to do all this and all the other stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's important to know. That might be why things are going slower for you. Instead of me, this supplements I should have been better. I'm like, okay, that's all real, and acknowledge that you've got a lot going on. How can we serve you and help you through that? Because there's still a process. I did 4 weeks, 16 weeks. I'm like, out of how many years? It's a great start. Good. Let's keep going. How many more weeks do you plan on living? Because it's moving out of that mindset. If nothing else, go for a walk. Have Federico on. Go, just walk and listen. Just listen. Just dive into him because if nothing else, you'll learn something from it. Just
I,
handle
I
that
would challenge
safely.
everybody, just do one because we are a spirit in a body. And
Yeah,
many
it's
people
both and.
come to us with my body doesn't do this, or my body gives me headaches, or my body, my body,
Hmm.
my body. It's not just one thing, which is why we focus on the nutrition and we focus
Hmm.
on your sleep and your relaxation and your nervous system. We focus on the mindset and the spirituality piece. We focus on the scientific clinical stuff because
Hmm.
it's all together. Like conventional
Compartmentalize it.
care
Hmm.
model is so siloed. It is so
Yes.
segmented. And
Yes.
you go to the neurologist and he tells you one thing, and then you go to the rheumatologist is like, nah, that
Yeah.
ain't it. Like, what are you talking about? But it's all connected. And the community here is really where you can get some insights, but
Yeah.
you got to be in the room. So get in the
Yeah.
room. We want you in the room. And thanks for sharing all of that, Jill.
Yeah.
That was really,
Extra
really
special fertilizer.